had to step out for a minute. You said, Tater. Wow, you guys are in here for a little bit. Hi, can y'all hear me and see me? Oh, the weather hasn't hit us yet. It's going to be about 11. So I don't know if you guys do this, but sometimes I wake up before the sun or before Levi's alarm, and I just kind of lay there for about 30 minutes, and I just like naturally kind of wake up at around 5:30 every day. I'm not out of bed at 5:30, so don't get me wrong. I am in bed for like almost 2 hours after 5:30 every morning. But this morning I did that, and I tossed and I turned and I kind of waited. I'm like, dang, where's Levi's alarm? I looked at my phone. It was 3:30 in the morning. It took me forever to fall back asleep. So, with the storm tonight, I'm going to be whoops tomorrow. Hi. Have I been yakking at nobody? I've been on for 1:10. Hi. I was just talking about how tired I am because I woke up at 3:30 thinking it was 5:30. And I was just waiting for Levi's alarm and it never went off because it was too early. Now we've got Belle in here. Hello. I don't even know who's on the membership anymore, you guys. There's like 230 of you, which is amazing. 220, 230, I'll look at it in a second. But I cooked a whole rabbit tonight in the, this is my Nesco. This is my canner. But you can use it as a cooker too. And then our neighbor, they had a party today because my neighbor turned 80. And they gave us a leftover pulled pork and hot dogs. But I had already put that in. And so I decided I'll just put this away. And we'll have, I think we're going to plan rabbit Alfredo. Rabbit Alfredo. I talked about it last week and I never did it. Please send some rain to South Texas. I will try. I don't know how much we're going to get. But hopefully it's enough to water the pastures real well. Because that's really what I want to grow right now. Is the pastures. For sure. Because it is hay buying season. Levi bought hay today. And it was $8 a bale, which wasn't bad. For an orchard alfalfa, it looks really good. But because neither one of our vehicles that can tow a trailer, we've got 3 of them. None of them work. So he had to take my new minivan and take the seats out and put a tarp down. How many did you get? 10? I think it was 10. 10 bales of hay. So that's what we're going to do. Every weekend we'll go get 10 bales of hay if we have to until his Jeep is fixed. It needs the new transfer case. And it's expensive. And I think that we've decided to do it instead of try to get a new vehicle. Because it's cheaper. Like, it's an expensive fix, but it's cheaper than a new vehicle. So, there's Misty. Raining in Illinois. Is it bad wind, Lori? It's been in the 40s and 50s. Wow. Hi, Charles. Okay, so yeah, I gotta put this rabbit away. Let's see. What can we put it in? I cleaned out my fridge that I normally put milk in the shed, so that I could thaw out Shake and Bake's hams, which we did get Shake and Bake back. We'll talk about that. And I have 80 pounds of chicken legs, like chicken drumsticks, that I bought that we're picking up in a week. And I'm pretty sure they're going to come frozen. And so they'll need to be thawed out. Hi, Remington. And I also got 36 pounds of butter. And that's going to need, I can freeze a lot of that. Is this it? Oh no, don't fall. Y'all, I'm causing myself problems. Okay, perfect. So yeah, we've got that fridge all the way cleaned out. We put Shake and Bake in there. There's a bunch of space in the freezer too, which is good because I did get all that chicken and all that butter. So, but we're going to use some of the fridge space for this bunny. I'm probably just going to dump it. Just dump it. It's going to be very crude. But I want the broth and everything. And really, I'm just going to debone this anyway. It's still warm. So I may kind of leave it out on the counter for a bit before we put it away. See, there it is. This was a big one. I think it said 4.5 pounds. Do not splash everything. I pointed it towards my bread. It's fine. My lid saved it, and I gotta rinse my lid off. But alright. Be right back. Oh, Remington. So, we'll let this cool down a little before I stick it in the fridge. Ta-da! Okay, that's good. Unplug it. I already made ice cream for tomorrow, so that's good. Actually made it last week. We didn't have our ice cream last week. I can't even remember what happened. I don't even know. But I've got bread, so we don't have to set that up tonight. Things that we normally do on an evening live. But we've got bread. So I made some tea. I have become obsessed with Earl Grey. I don't know if that sounds weird, but I didn't realize, I don't know why I didn't realize that it had like a bergamot in it. It's amazing. And I also haven't really put milk in tea before. I've always just had it black with honey, but I put milk in it. And that's what I'm going to have tonight. You're public, Miss Heather? Did I go public? Did I? Oh, cool. Well, hey, everyone. I didn't realize I went public. It was supposed to be our members live tonight. Well, that's fine, right? That's hilarious. Hello, everybody. This is what a members live looks like. I don't know how I messed up that setting, but we can do that. We can totally do that. But yeah, we got shake and bake back. And so they're in the freezer, and that is good. Hi, Brandy. Is that why Belle was in here? Hi. I got the wrong setting. How did I not realize that? It's so good, you guys. I've been putting two tea bags, but this is a big one. Here. So because we're public, this may change some things. But how did you guys like the image on the front? Did you see cute little Punky? Spunky Punky? I'm gonna sit over here. So I've been putting mostly Spunky in my lap every day and trying to have her fall asleep in my lap, because y'all, if you don't know, Winnie was a horrible mess. I didn't I guess like train her properly. I didn't sit with her enough. Her brother wasn't too bad, Winnie's bro. His name is Possum. He lives at GWP Homestead now, and he's sweet and you can like catch him and stuff, but Winnie was a wild thing. And so I had to pull her from her dam and bottle feed her at 3 weeks old because she was that bad. She was going to be wild. And so I don't want that for Spunky. Spunky doesn't hang out with the other kids. It's a little strange. All 8 of them will be in the middle, and then Spunky's like up the hallway by herself. And I'm hoping she grows out of that because it's so weird. But maybe it's like a Winnie personality. Yes, you guys gotta leave my flyby. That's what you get. You guys are getting a garden tour on Tuesday. And I recorded that today. And I just got done doing the rough edit. So that's gonna be there. We did a lot today and a lot yesterday. And I am whooped and ready for a rest day tomorrow. So what I'm gonna do, that we are apparently public. That's so funny I did that. Y'all, that would be a me thing to do, is to set it for public instead of for members only, but that's fine. My members are here too, right? Right? And I might look on the camera here to check on the baby goats. The last time I checked, they were all in the barn. We're gonna have some bad weather, so they had better all be in the barn still. Where's my live stream so I can see chat? Because chat's probably going to move faster than normal. Come on. Live. Spunky's so cute in that picture. Hi, Sadie, welcome. Welcome, welcome. That's hilarious. There we go. Do we need to slow the chat or is it good? Thank you, Starling Acres. And there's Matt Arnold. Matt's coming for goat processing in 1 week. So that's exciting. Misty's coming. Jennifer's coming. A bunch of people are coming. And we're going to process five of the 7 are getting processed in a week. Welcome, Starling Acres. People are deciding that they really like this lazy live stream. Yeah, in person. Yes. I've seen Misty a couple times. I've never met Jen before. Jen is coming. And it's going to be fun. We're going to have a lot of hands on deck. The people that bought Gary and Gabby are also coming. And GWP Homestead is also coming. So there's going to be like one group of people per goat, and it's going to go so fast. And so that'll be really nice. But there's another good reason to clean out that fridge. So once I get the chicken, or what, I'll probably, let's see, the chicken is getting picked up on the 24th, and the 25th is goat processing. So the chicken's not going to be thawed out. I have a bunch of milk in the front fridge up here that I will have to make mozzarella out of. So that's the plan. Tater's give to memberships. Thank you, Tater. I think he's stepping on good advertising strategy for persuading members to come on board. I must have. Y'all, I've been so trying to catch up from kinning. I expected the goats to just like take all month to give birth. I really did. And a part of that was Tempest, it looked on ultrasound that her babies were further behind, and she delivered before Winnie. So I was like, oh, we got her on the second cycle. It's going to be forever before Tempest kids. And I was actually a little bit worried when she was in labor that she was having them early, but she did totally great. And they're awesome. They're so loud. So that happened so much faster. And then we had our bingo, which I will announce the winner of our bingo. So with our membership, we did kidding season bingo. And I went through all the bingo cards today. There were 68 people that played. And hang on a second here. There's literally one winner. I expected we'd have a bunch and we'd have to do a tiebreaker, but I'll show you the winning card. It's incredible. It's incredible. So it was Miss Elena Frederick had the winning bingo card. And let me pull this up and show it to you guys. It's awesome. Misty. Oh, Misty's just sending me pictures of the new members. Thank you, Misty. Because I need to update my credits at the end of the video. But it was also here. Check this out. Miss Elena, I don't know if she's here tonight or if she'll watch the replay, but we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 bingos. There was a bunch of people that had 3 bingos, a good handful that had 4, 1 person that had 5. And so that was amazing. It was funny because I went through them from 1 all the way down to 68, and I was starting to get nervous. Miss Elena's card is number 61, so like way at the end. There she was. So Tater had won. Literally everybody who played except for 1 person got a bingo. And I had said you had to get at least 1 bingo to win a prize. We're not going to leave 1 person out. Okay? So if you played and I have you on my list, you've won. And that's good. And so members, what I'll do is make you a password for the website in a little bit, and you can check out with a $0 free shipping listing for your prize. And then Elena needs to send me an email so I can get her email address. I don't have it for the Blue Cactus Soaps gift card because that was the grand prize, $50 to Blue Cactus Soaps. So that was our first kidding season bingo. We had some hiccups. It might look different, spring kidding, but I'm excited to do it again. For real. That was fun. Belle, yeah, Belle's here. She's got a pumpkin next to her name, not a hoof print. That's so funny. I had no idea it was public. I thought it was kind of a lot of people. There was 18 people waiting for me to go live. Who do I need to subscribe to in the chat here? Making friends, looking to learn. You need, so we have Darling and Grit. I don't know if she is in here, but there's several really good channels that are all connected here. Kathy sent memberships. You guys, it's such a fun time. I gotta check the members number now. I said it earlier, but there's a lot, and I'm so grateful for you guys. It's a fun time. I forget how to do life. Sometimes evenings are a lot for me. Let's see. 240. And I don't think that's counting the gifted ones right now tonight because it doesn't look like it. But so that's nice. Welcome, welcome. How do we send free gift membership? I think you click the $sign. I don't know what it looks like on mobile, but then that's where there's a membership gifting thing, and you can gift memberships. I get 10 free ones to gift every month. I've already given them out in October, and I don't normally go public with my live streams every week or every month. Normally I do it once a season to the public, but here we are. I'm not going to just close it out. That's fine. We'll do it this way. I'll keep some things closer under wraps and won't give too many fun things away. But let me check on the baby goats. The weather, I need to look at where it's at. I've been looking on weather-wise. I closed everything up today because there was a special weather statement earlier that said more west of us was getting 70-mile-per-hour gusts. We can handle 60 with like no problem. 70 starts to make me nervous. I mean, we're starting to get into like low-grade hurricane speed territory with that tropical storm. Excuse me, type territory. Bless me, sorry, I've got the hiccups. My baby won't shut up?
Yeah, you're really good.
Okay.
She's playing with a rabbit too.
Remy. Yeah, Mayfield's getting schmammered. Come here, baby. Come here. Come here. Come here. And it kind of hurts her to pick her up, so she might make a noise. Come here. You're all right. Oh, she squeaked. She says squeak. Oh. Hello. It's a good evening. There's more people than usual. I made an oops, but it's fine. You is good girl. She's been meowing and meowing and meowing. I'm sure she smelled that rabbit. I'm sure she did. Thank you. Miss Remington. She's my senior kitty. She's 15. She's 15. And I got her when she was 8 weeks old. So I've had her forever. Are you ready to be done? Isn't she cute? Yes.
Her paws are much tinier than
She's got her claw in my shoulder. Daddy, you putting the boys down?
Yeah.
Oh, she is stuck in my shoulder. Remy, that felt great. Thank you. Can you let go? She's old enough to where I have to clip her nails. She doesn't really use her scratcher because of arthritis. And I need to get her nails good. They get like kind of curled over. So, let's see if we can see the babies on the camera. Oop, I see some eye shine. Hang on, I'll turn you around in a second. This is what the goatees look like right now. Okay. I raked out the barn yesterday. We still have this pack in here, but I'm like bound and determined not to let it get more deep because of the vehicle problems. I can't afford to rent a little mini excavator slash skid steer at the moment, and I don't really want to take this wall out. I like it because I can turn that area into a kidding stall. So we're just raking it out every few days and seeing if we can keep it from building up worse. So yeah, there's Molly. She's getting closer to the herd, you guys. She's good. This is ham and potatoes. So ham and potatoes. These are meat goats right here. These are out of Fury, who I sold. That's Melee. This is Red. That's Shindy. Frenzy's right there. And Elpis. Stormy. She's got a baby. The baby's right there. There's Margie's babies. Marge. Tori. Missy. Probably Gail. There's more babies. Tizzy. Baby. Let's see. Foxy. There's Foxy's little girl. Foxy's little boy. These look like Tempest girls. And then Winnie and, I can't see up the hallway right now, but Winnie and Babyface are probably up the hall. Spunky. I like the name, I just can't, it hasn't stuck in my head yet. Yeah, this is a Real-Link camera. It's a Real-Link Wi-Fi camera. And I really like it. I really like it because I can check on everybody. Not just during kidding season, but I can see like, okay, have they run out of hay? That kind of thing. Or just anything. Just anything. I do pull up the barn cam frequently. Let me pull up chat again so I can see it. My poor eyeballs. Heidi sent, aw, you guys, I'm just seeing. Tater, Kathy, Holly, and Heidi sent gift memberships. Thanks, you guys. It's because they love it here. And they want everybody to experience it. Okay, there we go. I have a question. How do you deal with flies? I don't. Sort of. So we have whatever animals on our farm, but we live right next to a huge cow barn. Massive. It's 10 times the size of our house or more. It's huge. And he's got a bunch of cattle. And so I have put down beneficial nematodes underneath like my rabbit cages and things to try to keep flies down. I don't know. Like it really, the only flies that end up under the rabbit cages are like the black soldier flies, and that's kind of nice. They break the manure down really nicely, and they do add calcium to the soil once you move them over into the garden. And so it's not the worst thing. I don't really want the black soldier flies to be gone, but I've done that. But I hang the sticky traps in my house, and we've got our zapper whacker. It's like a fly swatter. We've got one of those, it's called an assault gun, A-salt, S-A-L-T gun, and it shoots salt at like high speed, and you can kill flies with that. It doesn't work very well on wasps. Ask me how I know. You have to get really close to a wasp to do anything to it. But for the most part, not much. I just sticky traps. And I did have like a fly zapper in my house for the longest time, but it died. I didn't get a new one. Which baby goat was in the thumbnail for the live? The face was funny. That's Spunky. That was her in my lap the other day. And she just her head kept like going back and her little teeth would come out. It was so cute. A 12 gauge isn't perfect either, apparently. What, for wasps? Dang, yesterday, they were everywhere. I think they must realize that, you know, winter's finally coming and they need to do their hibernation thing because they were all over the place. Demon Smith, I'll crush a wasp with my bare hands. Do you get stung? I bet you do. Not me. I can't do it. No way. That Kid of Tempest looks very uncomfortable. Really? I don't know. How long did it take you to be comfortable disbudding? It's the one thing that scares me about goats. I made a video of my first time disbudding so y'all can see it. And I left it pretty raw because I thought it was good for new people to see what it's like to do it for your first time. Because it's really nerve-wracking. They say, you know, if you keep the iron on too long, you can cause brain damage. And I believe it, but I've gotten a lot more confident over time just from practicing. And Little President Snow is perfect. He's great. He did such a good job. But I'll share, let's see if I can find it, my first disbudding video. It makes me cringe now. But I was proud of myself then. And it was Elpis, and Elpis doesn't have any scurs. So I did all right. This is that. It may, like, take you out of the live if you click on it. I don't know if you're able to open a new window or just come back to the live, but that's it. I think it's public. So, were you able to mitigate the wasps in your green stock? Do you know that something came in my greenhouse and ate them? One day I noticed that things were just disheveled and on that end of the greenhouse. Actually, the watering bowl that sits on top of the green stock was off. And I looked at it like, what happened? And all the little wasp nests were gone. Something came in and ate them. Now, there are wasps in there still. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're trying to, like, bed down in there. You know how they'll hibernate. The queens or whatever will hibernate over winter. They might be trying to find spaces in there, which, figures. We started putting those sticky mouse traps down. We've caught more flies than ever. Yeah, I put them on the windowsill by the kitchen sink. The flat ones. And then I have the ones you hang just kind of in the middle of the house. Oh, can you train an ex-pet goat to not be a jerk on the milk stand? Asking for a friend who gets kicked a lot. Yeah, some goats need intense training every year. And I really like hobbles. You'll see the ones that I'm using now, it's like a strap, like a Velcro strap that kind of holds the legs close together. That's actually not my favorite. My hobbles that my husband put on my milk stand, one of them broke, and so I started using the little Velcro ones, but I really prefer basically just a loop of paracord attached to one leg, back leg of my milking stand, and I can attach that to the leg of the goat, and then on the other side as well, so that their legs are spread further apart. It's easier if their legs aren't super tucked to get a good grip, especially on a high udder and maybe with small teeth. Hobbles are nice, but if they start to lay down, you can put a bucket of any size underneath them so that they can't lay down. Sometimes they make it really hard for you to work with the bucket and them. So if you have the bucket under their body, like under their sternum, and then you have them hobbled and you milk from behind, like go under their udder from behind, you can do it that way. And eventually you'll be able to wean off of things. Like you'll be able to milk without the bucket, you'll be able to eventually milk without the hobbles, but you have to be more stubborn than the goat. And sometimes you have to do that every single year. Like every time they freshen again, they need retraining. Some of them. Some angels don't need training. Winnie's doing awesome. I don't know what happened. Knock on wood, she's probably gonna be horrible for me tomorrow. Oh my gosh, did I not put the... Hold on. There's horrible people in here. Thanks, Tater. This is why I have mods. I have to fix the setting because this wasn't supposed to be public. All right. I can remember how to do it. Customization. Who can send messages? Subscribers. Save. There we go. I thought that was like a standard thing for my lives, but apparently not. Let's take that leaderboard off too. I don't like that. Boop. Because sometimes I'm really bad about just seeing the question mark and reading the question. That would have been bad. I don't know how many of you saw that. Yeah, you didn't see it, Katie? I took a screenshot of it. It wasn't nice, but I'm kind of used to that. Comes with the territory. So, anyways, does anybody else have any homestead related questions? Tater was on it. That's so good. I'll put that in Discord. So if you guys, you new members, it's basically a chat room for our members and prior members. And it's really nice. I like it. There's a whole bunch of people in there talking all the time about all things homesteading. And we also talk about the weather. There's a place to talk about your troubles if you've got a lot going on in your life. It's a good spot. And I'm going to put this comment in the comment section on Discord so you guys can see it.
Night.
Bye. Or night, Bentley. Bye, Bentley. Sorry. It's been a long couple days. There you go. So can some of the ones that were watching still be watching? Yeah, they're watching. He knows it was nasty. We don't have to tell him. He knows. That's why I said it. Your children also let the goats out? No. They don't let the goats out. They go in with the goats. But the goats got out. Goodness, there was one time where I had shut the goats in their barn pasture because I was trying to close off the other pasture for some kind of reason. It was probably the electric company was coming in and doing something. And I accidentally locked some goats out. They were at the pond. I thought the whole herd was in, and they weren't. I'm on live chat, Brenda, but I might not see everything on a public. Oh, see, I've done that before. But they came back. It was like Clover and someone else. I'm just watching Discord. Y'all are funny. So, yeah, and I had a goat jump one time. And I've had baby goats go through the field fencing. How do you properly dry off a doe between freshenings? I'm working on that right now. And what I'm doing is milking every other day for a little while, and that's just doing that is really drying up some of them, especially Tori and Shindy. They are like responding to that by making a ton less milk. And Tizzy's just, she's doing what Tizzy does. Tizzy's putting a ton of milk in the pail still, which she's an angel. Bless her. I milked literally everybody, the spring girls and the fall girls, and got not quite 3/4 of a gallon today because the girls that just kidded, their baby, they're taking everything basically. Margie's giving me some. But I'm putting the fall girls up there just to get them used to the routine and so they can eat well and so they can produce milk for their babies. They don't have to fight for food. But so every other day for a little while, that will help trigger them to dry up. And then you can sometimes, after about a week of that, just stop and watch them. What you don't want to see is a real tight, like shiny udder that is leaking. The leaking is what is going to allow bacteria to get in. And you don't want it to be hot. But it might get a little bit full, but you can leave it as long as it's not leaking and it's not hot. And after a few days, you'll feel it getting softer and softer. You want to get your hands on it every day for about a week to a week and a half just to make sure things are going well. And once you feel it start to soften, you're probably fine just to leave her alone. So, what kind of perennials would you recommend to plant for a goat pasture? This is a tricky one because this is something that I'm just now getting into myself. I'm going back and forth on whether or not I want to seed my pasture again. I had seeded ryegrass last year, and I have thought about seeding alfalfa because that will grow pretty well here, and I've thought about seeding lespedeza. One of the issues is I don't necessarily want to create a situation where I have so much nutritious forage that I can cause myself clostridial problems, like I think happened with Talia earlier this year. I don't vaccinate my goats with CD&T, and so I have to really make sure that I don't give them too much goodness, because too much goodness is what causes clostridial blooms like that. And so I kind of have to have a little bit less than, and I have to really monitor what goes into them while also supporting the goats. So it's tricky. It's really tricky. I'm thinking about putting some lespedeza in though, so that it can help them with their worm loads naturally, but I need to talk to my neighbor because apparently it's invasive and I don't want him to be upset. I don't want him to be upset. Orchard's a good one. Yeah, we had some orchard already here when we moved here. That's what it looks like, at least. That's what my neighbor thought it looked like, and he knows. He does hay. Hi, Tammy. I went to a public live on accident. But that's fine. We'll just hang out, as we normally do. We had to skip one day, and now Alara is drying up. I'm sad. I'm sorry. Now, she moved. Alara, I'm surprised she maintained a good amount of milk from moving. Sometimes just the stress of moving really knocks them back. She'll be fine next year. Are you going to breed her this fall? Where would you get the seed from to plant it? Probably online. We do have an Amish, it's actually Mennonite, bulk seed supply up Elkton, Kentucky. Sauder Farm, SAUDER for locals. And they probably have these forages. I don't know if they have lespedeza, but it's something that I would buy online and get sent and get shipped if I want it, if I really wanted it and couldn't find it locally. Poor Shelly. I turned off my notification, or turned my notification on for this specifically, and it went off 20 minutes before time. Why did it do that? I feel like I've seen that with like Ryan Hall lives and things. Tater gave you a timeout? No. No, he didn't. It was a mistake if he did. He's not malicious, but he'll do what he needs to do, but he wasn't you. There was someone else that he was after. Oh, Misty says that the notifications do a reminder and then like a now they're live. Okay. I don't know how many times I have asked it to, like, besides Ryan Hall, to tell me that alive. I would like to be notified when the person is live. It wasn't Malika who made a nasty comment. No. Malika would never. Hi, Remy. She's still talking. I know I gotta put the rabbit in the fridge. We're letting it cool some so we don't put this fridge through stress, because Lord, I don't need anything else breaking down. This is my lotion bar. Blue Cactus soaps. I love this. And I want to make my own lotion bars with tallow and some of my rose oil that I have been infusing. And hopefully I can get to that this week. I'd really like to do that, because I think tallow is really the best for my skin personally. But this is one is really nice. This lotion bar has beeswax, sweet almond oil, avocado oil, mango butter, shea butter, cocoa butter, jojoba oil, and vitamin E. I get the unscented one because I'll, drink and eat and whatever. I don't want to smell like lavender when I'm trying to have a sandwich. It's not my favorite thing. So I like lotion bars better than regular lotion. Better than even just like balms in the, if they're just like this and the whole thing is balm, that's fine. but I like this. And she's put it in a coffee filter. Isn't that so smart? Crystal sent it like that. And so it keeps your thing, like it doesn't get all gummy and gross. Genius. So smart. I don't know what's happening, Malika, but I'm glad you're here. I might have done something. Who knows? Yeah, she did that. I'm not that smart. But when I make mine, I'll do that. And be like, oh, thanks for the idea, Crystal. But yeah, I planted a little bit today. I took some of the seedlings out of the seed start tray. You guys will see this on the garden tour. And put them in some of the grow bags. I didn't get them all transferred out, but y'all, this is what happened when I stabbed myself. It looks like nothing. Did you see that on the video where I was talking about how it's so easy to hold the knife and to control the knife when you hold it in this weird way, and then like 20 seconds later I stabbed myself in the hand. Y'all, but it healed up like you can't even barely see it. It looks like this little baby cat scratch. It wasn't. It bled like crazy. Will you be offering any more pumpkin seeds? I have some of your tomato seeds on the way, but I missed the pumpkin. Yes. I have 5 pumpkins, at least. I was thinking about it today. There's 1 on the porch. There's 4 in the greenhouse. There's 2 in the house, and there's 1 outside. So I've got a lot. 7 pumpkins. And they're a little bit smaller because they just volunteered and I didn't mess with them. Some of them I didn't even water. Most of them I didn't even water. And so they're not super big, but they have around 200 to 300 seeds each. And so I'll just put, like, as long as people want them, it's really easy to just put them aside and list them on the website. So every month I hope to do a restock of the website. It's not going to be necessarily predictable, but sometime in November I'll have another stock, and then there will be more seeds. There'll be pumpkin. I plan to do, I think someone had asked for more of the red yellow currant tomato seeds, and then loofah for sure. Ilara is so pretty. The only thing is her teeth went way out. They just went way out. I was like, oh man, no. I don't know if you figured out an easy way to milk her. I think they were using a milk machine, but every time you went to milk her, the milk went down your elbow because that's how far they went out. She could correct on her second freshen. Sometimes their udder, it'll be like kind of small and triangle, and by their second freshen they get like this kind of cube look, and it could like tilt them and lengthen them, and that would be great. I would love to see pictures. What are your favorite cherry tomatoes? That red yellow currant. That's what I call it. So there's a yellow currant tomato that volunteers on our farm. It crossed with a super sweet 100 and volunteered back. And it is heckin' good. It's so yummy. Now, I sold some seeds. There's more out there, and I'm going to get them before the frost. But I don't know if it's going to breed true, because the thing with hybrids is you have no idea what they're going to do. So these are going to be wild and crazy, and like each person that grows it might get something a little different. I don't know if you guys really followed the garden this year. So a lot of you did, but I had planted I saved seed from a Belgian giant tomato, 1 tomato, and I planted it. I got like 4 different tomatoes out of it because it had crossed so much. The bumblebees, we've got a ton of bumblebees, and they just carried the pollen all over, and they're just so incredibly different. So it was a little bit sad. I only got a couple that looked like a Belgian giant, but that's okay. Spunky is the baby goat in the thumbnail. Isn't she cute? She's so cute. Would you offer the seeds from the blue tomato? Do I have a blue tomato? I don't think so. That's not me. There's a red yellow currant, and those are the ones I plan to stock. Do you have an Amazon store where you list what you use for your goats? Yes. You should be able to see it under the description in this live stream. There's an Amazon wish list, and where's remember? Well, if I don't have it, I need to have it. Amazon storefront, our favorite homestead products. It's the last link before our P.O. box on there. And it's got a lot of things. There's a couple different sections. There's like a book section and a butchery section, and I believe there's a goat section too, but you can browse over there. And if you have questions, I try to answer all the questions in my comments. I am starting to miss some because I'm getting a lot. They won't grow in your green stock. They are crazy. They are indeterminate and they go everywhere. They're huge plants. If you put them in a green stock, put them on the bottom tier and plan for them to ramble out. That's what I would do if I was going to grow them in a green stock, because they're going to take over. If you don't, they're going to like fall down and take over the other tiers. Is it working? Hold on. I can link it, I think. The Amazon storefront. I'm sorry, Janice, YouTube hates you? No, it doesn't. There we go. There we go. That's the storefront where I've got things that I use often in there. And some stuff I buy locally too. So you're not going to see a lot of stuff. But if you have questions about certain things, I'll tell you where I got it so you can find it. Can you add the mini milker to your Amazon store or post the name of it on Discord? I know I'll need something for when my carpal tunnel flares up. Yes, you will. Now it's called the hand top milker. Let me see if I did link it. I did not. I like it. I really wish that the pulsation actually released fully when it was milking. It doesn't. It still kind of keeps a pretty decent suction. It just releases it very briefly, but not even fully. And so you want to play around with the settings to make sure you don't cause circulation problems in the teat. But for the price, it's not bad. If you have like a Nige with smaller teats, to be honest, a human breast pump works really well. And those have a good pulsation. Hand top. Yeah, this is the one I got. I think it's gone up. It says $200. Maybe I did. I thought it was like $179. But anyway, I will shove it in Discord. If I can figure out how to do Discord. Goat chat. That was Heidi, yeah? Heidi. Okay, I tagged you over there. Janice, I love hand top. Yes, turn the suction up to around half. Check teats. I used it a whole season with 0 issues. Good. Janice, I forget what kind of goats you have. Ree says, I like it, but it's not consistent. Sometimes it doesn't release at all, and sometimes it does, so I quit using it. I wonder if over time the motor gets kind of bunged up. I've worried about it a little bit, and my big milker, my caprolite, just because of all the dust that we have here. They just got done harvesting a lot of the fields around us. Some of them they're still working on, but while they're harvesting, dang, that dust flies. And it's very, very fine. It gets in everything. Remy, Dad doesn't want to talk to you. Honey, did you really? No, I went public by accident.
Yes.
He goes, yes.
I got notified.
You got notified? Levi's not a member.
At first, I just assumed I was logged into
Oh.
your YouTube,
I don't think
but
I get notified when I go live.
Probably not. It didn't make a whole lot of sense with it. I heard you say something.
I saw people that I recognized. I was like, oh, I didn't know you were in the membership. They're not. It's fine. But just like, oh, cool. Circling back to blue cream. Oh, that's what you meant. Yes, I will. Let me write it down. Yes, blue tomatoes. I know what you mean. Sorry. Brain not working. Let's see. Okay, I'll put it near my fall bingo because I will be on that. Pen. Blue cream berries. I've got them. There's a bunch of them in the greenhouse. And again, because they're growing out there around other tomatoes, they might not breed true, but in general, tomatoes tend to. So, there we go. So yeah, I'll put that down. And then the red, yellow, currant. And then we're going to do loofah and pumpkin. I thought about doing the big jalapeno. Is it Megatron? Yeah. Took me a second to pull that out. Because I have some that are red. And pepper seeds are really easy to save and stuff. Now those are also growing next to a regular jalapeno, where they also kind of tend to breed true just because of the way that the flowers work. Okay, Janice has mini sonnets and Nigerian dwarfs with a mini alpine. Okay. You need the big peppers. They're so big. I just took the garden tour today. Those heckin' peppers. I told Levi today, he was in the greenhouse with me earlier, helping me move the roselle in there so that it doesn't get damaged in the storm tonight, and so that when it frosts, I think the roselle is going to need some more time. I don't know if this storm is really going to bring in a frost anytime soon, but yeah, he was in there with me and I looked at him and I said, I don't think I'm going to have to make hot sauce for like 3 years because there's so many peppers, and that's really what he wants is hot sauce. Would the pumpkin breed true? Who knows? I did have a volunteer, I did write it in the listing, but I did have a couple volunteer squash. One of them was a patty pan that happened earlier in the year. Now the pumpkins that I have gotten my seeds out of so far have been from where the goats are at, where the goats were, like way in the back, not even near that. But in my greenhouse, I had some squash growing around the same time. So if a bee moved it over, it could easily not breed true, which is why I haven't sold seeds in the past. But people were like, Heather, please do it. We don't care. So I put it in there. This was grown just on my land and might not breed true, but it should. It's in the listing. So y'all know. Need bacon. My bacon's not here yet. That's the only thing I didn't get back from Shake and Bake was the bacon, because they're still working on it. But there's so much freezer space. It's so good. Oh, it's raining near Janice. Okay, I need to check weather-wise. Because I've got weather anxiety. We should be good. We locked everything down. Honey, did you put the lid on the burn barrel? Yes. Okay. Oh, there's a line coming. There's a line coming. We're up kind of near this radar here. And look at it. This, when it starts to blow, that'll be windy. Right here, Misty's about to get slammed. 40 miles an hour, not bad. You can handle that. But then what's happening down there? Severe thunderstorm. See, there we go. That's 70 mile an hour gusts right there, way down there. So that may not get as bad up here. Looks like those storms are kind of moving up. So we'll see. Tater needs the rain. We could use the rain. That's for sure, for the pastures. I love your weather weenie shirt. It makes me giggle. Thank you. That's one of my favorites. Whatever merch shop he uses, I need it in my life. Because I've had that shirt forever and I wear it all the time. And I am not kind to anything. I'll put everything through the dryer on high heat. And that decal is beautiful still. Not tipping or anything. It's great. It's a good merch shirt. Cucamelons. Why am I not seeing Valerie? Oh, okay. You want cucamelon? I'm just like, what would you like? I have not ever saved cucamelon seeds. But they do have that mucilage, so I'm going to guess that it's kind of like a tomato. When I pick the cucamelons, I almost always either eat them fresh or ferment them. They are really good fermented. They maintain a really nice crunch, and it's just like a poppable pickle. So yummy. And they're really easy to preserve that way. Oh, it might be backwards. So I'm filming on my phone, and the binding is towards me, but I'm going this way, which is gonna look mirrored to you because I'm using the selfie camera on my phone to do the live stream. You hate cucamelons, Janice? Really? They're so good. They've got so much zing. The storms we had here in the Northeast were strong enough to rip things off of other things, but they were so welcome after an unnatural drought. Oh my goodness. So that was like that nor'easter they were talking about, right? Was it technically a nor'easter? It's backwards. The binding would be on the left. I'm right-handed. And it goes like this. I can't, it looks fine to me, but I am so used to filming myself. I don't know. Maybe I'm not the real Heather. Y'all think of that? Maybe I'm not the... Would the real Heather accidentally do a public live when she intended to do a members live? Yes. Yes, she would. The cucamelons would not grow in a green stock either. They really need a lot of room to ramble. And that one I don't think you could get away with putting it in the bottom tier because it's going to climb. The tomato will ramble. The cucamelon is going to go all over the place. I'm not great at growing in the green stock. Maybe she's AI. How would you know? It's gotten so good. Alternate reality, Heather. Brandy says we were supposed to have tornadoes in North Louisiana all day, but just a tiny bit of rain. Good. Look at what they just highlighted. Some counties in Tennessee for severe thunderstorm watch. The tornado watch right now looks like it's in Mississippi, but I've been watching it off and on all day, and I haven't seen, has there been any tornado warnings? I don't think so. Or at least not that I've noticed, but I haven't been, like, here all day. Cucamelons taste more like pickles than tomatoes. Yes, a cucamelon is going to taste like a cucumber, but it has, like, an acidic bite to it that's very reminiscent of lemon. Really yummy. I love them. The crooked AI Heather is exactly whom I need to discuss my Chloe chore with. Poor Tater wants Chloe to go in the freezer. I'm using Weatherwise. I like it. I don't have the Pro or anything, but I find it very easy to navigate. And I don't know, I can zoom out and everything, and it's nice. And it updates really nice. I like that I can use it on my computer. Other weather apps or whatever that I've had have only been on mobile, but I am at my computer most of the time if I'm home. I don't normally pull up anything on my phone if I'm not running around doing something. Sarah, it's been pouring by Sarah. Well, good. Hopefully you needed it. I know some places do not need it. Like Arizona, certain parts of Arizona they're done. They're fine for now. Right? Weather-wise, windy used to be good until they started being money grubbers. Dang, I still have Radar Omega because they paid for it once. It's on my phone. I use that on my phone. But I could easily use Weatherwise on my phone too. I just haven't. What number of goats do you feel comfortable with managing and keeping healthy? Around 25. I have more than that. And I say around 25 because a lot of times I'll keep more because they're here for a short time, like going to the freezer. So for the main herd, 25 is my sweet spot. And I made a list the other day. My poor notebook. I don't use the notebook normally. Oh, I just flipped right to it. I will open it and say, look, a blank page, and use it. And then shut it. And then I have to look for it because it's not just the next page. But anyways, I opened right up to it. I have 23 in my main herd right now. To include Hullabaloo, all the boys. Mochi, Feral, Nefarious, Mooch, Hullabaloo, Ruckus, and Bear. That's a lot of boys. That's too many boys. But that's what I have. You want a cookie? I don't have any cookies. Actually, I lied. I had a pumpkin cookie. You know those classic? I might still have the garbage on my table. Hold on. This is junk food. I'm a sucker for nostalgia. And it was $1.19 for the box at the Amish store. How do you do your line breeding? I haven't line bred yet. I've line bred my bunnies, if that's what you mean. And I've done it only just a couple of times to see how it's worked. And I'm about to have a doe that I line bred Kindle in like 2.5-ish weeks. The result of the line breeding. I didn't breed her back to her grandfather, I guess it would be. I bred her to a different buck. But you have 10 girls and 2 boys as far as goats or bunnies, Amanda. Janice, don't hate on my cookies. Halloween comes but once a year. Amanda has 10 girls and 2 boys for goats. I was speaking to somebody about this a little bit earlier. It all just depends on what your goals are. Understand that when you line breed, you're going to bring out some traits. Like you're going to get certain traits are going to be just brought out because you're going to have basically 2 copies of that gene. And so it could be that bad things come out, like bad feet, bad teeth, double teats, things like that. Or it could be used really well and really good traits can come out. You can do it. It's just you have to have a plan. If it goes bad, what are you going to do? Are you willing to eat that animal? Because that's probably going to be the right answer. So do it, but have a plan of what you're going to do with it. If you've got to go with double teeth or bad feet or something like that. You're going to have cookie wars. You've never seen this before? I grew up with these. Little Debbie's Fall Pumpkin Delights. It's junk, okay? I know. But like I said, Halloween comes around once a year. So that's the cookies we had after dinner today. External Influence says, I find goat breeding fascinating. It's really fun. It's really fun to see what happens, especially, I don't know, I'm really excited to see Frenzy's udder because I've only ever seen out of Elpis, her Elpis and Havoc cross udders come out, and I like them. And Feral is a much better buck than Havoc was, and so I'm really excited for Frenzy's udder, and she's bred to Nefarious, who's a very good buck as well. And so I'm keeping those daughters to prove them out. Really excited about that. I have a lot more genetic options in my mini La Mancha program because I do have plans to work that up to F6. I'm still gonna have to sell. Like I've got goats over here that are like, you could sell. Like I've marked them. Just so I know I can retain in spring and still make my main herd stay around 25. Belt. Weird fact I learned this week, elephants have breasts on their chest. They do. It's not like an udder. It's on the front. Isn't that interesting? I remember when I first saw that, I'm like, what? Everybody else has it in the back. As far as 4-legged creatures as well, or they have that like milk line on their belly. Brenda's back. Have you ever had issues with breeding rabbits? Yes, I have. I have. I had not that I had any deformities really. There was one time where a mama delivered a baby that had a neck with a tongue sticking out of it. And that was it. That was the only like deformity that I've seen. There wasn't really a head. It was a neck with a tongue. But as far as like the rabbits not breeding, almost every year I deal with something to that effect. Usually turning on a light to extend their day length, to like artificially extend the day length, helps them breed. But I've also figured out I need to feed my bunnies way less because my rabbits are kind of fat. If they have a lot of extra fat on them, they are not going to produce well. I have a subscriber who breeds, I don't remember what type, but he will have like 100 bunnies born every month or something, and he's been doing it for a long time. He thinks I should breed more often so to keep my rabbits trim. And that might be something that these production breeds need. So we'll just see what I end up doing. People are amazed. Yes. Elephants have them on the front. You're teaching things tonight, Val. The random fact. I love it. Oh, Swamp Valley goats. I just finished a batch of a goat milk lotion. Very cool. My friend Megan makes that. Lady Jasmine, I've had so much trouble getting these rabbits to breed. I'm so over it. Well, first things first, make sure you've got a male and a female. My sister-in-law, poor thing, she tried and tried and tried to breed these rabbits forever. She tried everything. And then she brought me one or the other. I think she had brought me what she thought was the doe to breed to one of my bucks so I could like help her. And I turned the thing upside down to show her because their vulva will get like purple when they're in season or ready to breed, and it was not a girl. They were two boys, and I was like, that's why they didn't breed. It was unfortunate. First thing, make sure that that's the way that it should be in order to work out the way you want. And then I like day length has done it for me every time. But it depends on a lot of factors, so talk to a lot of people and get their opinions. My rabbits are fat too. That's okay. Rabbits will overrun your homestead. Build more pens for me. Oh yeah. Do y'all rabbits fall asleep when you put them on their backs and rub their tummies? I've seen people do that. I've seen people, that's how they clip their toenails. I clip them when they're just sitting. I'll put them on the milk stand and just pick up each foot and do it like that. But I've seen people tip them over and they just kind of go into a trance. Really interesting. Oh, Mountains of Mayhem. I want goats so much. I just don't have the space for them. So you can actually keep goats in a small space if you dry lot them. Like plan to just feed hay and clean the pen out frequently. And especially a smaller breed, you can do pretty well. I know people that keep Nigerians in a like suburban backyard, and they do it well. So, oh no, external influence. I'm allergic. I saw my son your hat and said, I want this for Christmas. I said, no, your mom is allergic to rabbits. Yeah, if she's allergic, it's not worth it. I thought about making some of the pom-poms out of goat hair. It's just not as fluffy, but I've not done it. Like, I've not physically done it yet. The goat hide is thicker, and so I bought some of those wire brushes that you put on a drill to hopefully soften it a little bit more so that it's a little bit more pliable. And then I did buy a pattern for mittens. It's just, I don't know how well they're gonna last. I think that's something that I have to make myself and then use myself before I sell. So I know how to like seal them properly. I do have oils and things to help seal the leather and whatnot, but I need to experiment with it before I try to sell people things. So I've got that goal. And I'm not going to keep every single goat hide this year, but I'll keep at least one. How many hours a day do you dedicate to YouTube? It depends on the day. So I post twice a week, and I almost film every day, a little bit. Almost. Sometimes I take a couple of days off, especially if I know a particular segment is going to be longer. I know I've given myself an extra day to kind of relax, but it's probably 5 hours on and off. If you just count the time that I'm just engaging as well with everybody, you know, answering comments and stuff, which I feel like has to count, it's about that. And it's broken up. So a lot of times I will work after, like when my husband's putting the kids to bed, he takes his time with them and he talks to them and prays with them, and it usually takes like an hour, hour and a half to put the kids down to bed, and that's when I'll be working on YouTube. And then there are some days where I work in the morning, but most of the time I do it at night, in the evening, as far as like sit down work. Oh, you could send me Katad and Hide, as long as you won't be mad if I mess it up, because I'm still learning. But that would be fun. I might even use it to cushion my chair. I know a lot of people use sheepskin as like a seat cushion. That could be fun. Oh, external influence. I can wear a rabbit. I just can't love them up. I need new mittens. Literally said that to him also. I really want to try mittens. I bought a mitten pattern last year and I haven't used it yet. It looks pretty simple. Mountain and Mayhem says we can't have goats. County ordinance issues as well. Dang. That is unfortunate. Yeah, Heidi says Nigerian dwarf need a 4-foot fence. Standards usually need 5 foot or higher depending on the breed. Some are better jumpers than others. The one that I had jump was a Nige. And she cleared that, the round pen that I have in the back, right next to my new buck house. It took her some days of trying, and I was standing there watching her because I was like, she's gonna make it today. She did. She did. And it was the issue is that I took her away from the herd and I put her in the breeding pen with a buck, and she hadn't really met him before and she did not like him. She wanted to be back with her herd. She didn't feel safe. I ended up putting a friend in with her. I can't remember if she was already bred or if it was a wether. I can't remember, but I put another member of the herd that she knew in with her, and that kept her in. So, do you have special tools to process your goats? Yes and no. If you consider, like, not anything real special, we have a dispatch tool, okay? We have, like, a bone saw is really helpful, but just a really good knife is, like, the best thing. My husband likes to use a seatbelt cutter as, like, a gutting hook, but a good knife and a dispatching tool is all you really need. And a way to hang it up, you could hang it up in a tree or whatever, but you don't need a lot of fancy equipment at all. We really liked the bone saw that we bought this past year, though, but we did a lot of work without that before. She wakes up at 3 a.m. to work on YouTube. I woke up at 3 a.m. thinking about all the things that I had to do today, which was work on YouTube. I did the garden tour because I wanted to do the garden tour before all this weather came in and screwed everything up, potentially. I wanted to do something on the daily vlog. I was supposed to get a bigger load of hay today, but he was unable to borrow a truck, so we got a smaller load of hay, so I didn't video that, but I videoed something else. And then I started the Lie as a Dewormer testing video today. And I'm not going to spoil anything. So far it's going well, though. What time do I wake up to do chores? So the way that my day works, I do everything once a day. I don't feed animals twice a day. I don't milk twice a day. And I will sometimes not get outside until 12:30 or 1 p.m. What I'll do is wake up and make breakfast and then do school with the kids. And the school can take anywhere between 2 to 3.5 hours, depending on what's going on. And then sometimes before I go out, I'll prepare lunch and things and do other stuff. Sometimes I'll film something inside before I go out. But the goats and everything they're all well stocked and things before noon. And it works out really well because that's like the heat of the day in the winter. And in the summertime, that used to be where I had to wake up earlier or else it got too hot. But since they put those really nice flow fans in the barn is awesome at like all hours of the day. And so I can keep that schedule year round. So I'm not a morning person. I'll wake up, but I'm not out of bed till like 7:30. And then it takes me forever. Like, school usually starts around 9:30 because that's how long it takes us to get breakfast together and my brain to wake up and everything. So, Brenda, lie deworms, period. I'm really excited to see the results and be able to post them. I really am. Belle, I do everything once a day. That's the way to do it, girl. Yep, everything gets fed, watered, everything once a day, restocked. In the winter, I have to go out twice if I need to break waters. But I like to use heated water bottles for the bunnies, which I need to bust those out again. And I like to use heated water buckets in the trough heater and thing for the goats. I like the goats' fountains, basically, that they have now. But I can't make that work over like the dead of winter, so I'm gonna have to do a heated trough or a heated bucket again. Oh, this got real sweet at the bottom. Man, don't you hate it when it doesn't mix in right? Ooh, cool. Casa Vitae. When I retreat with live grain next month, I'm going to test the grain for saponification. I think there are so many people, now I don't obviously know if these people are telling the truth, but they say, hey, I'm a chemist and I think this is why it works. They'll say, I think it probably saponifies the grain, because there are some studies about how soap can destroy the outside of the worm's body in vivo in mice. I'm gonna see if I can find the study. Just a second. It was a little while ago. It's something that I will be able to find. Mice, what's it called? Hawaii. Michelle. That's who it was. So this is a study done on soap and how soap affects the bodies of adult larvae inside mice. And it stands to reason. Stands to reason. What was the name of the dewormer that you took that helped you? It's called Combantrin. Combantrin. And it's Pyrantel, human grade Pyrantel. And that one, I think, is in the Amazon storefront. But I'll type it. Combantrin. Worked really well. Take it at night and then go to bed. And then plan to have 2 days where you live in the bathroom. That's what, just plan for that, okay? It'd be great if it didn't happen. So there's Tater Farm, and then there's Tater 357. They're both great, okay? So for a little while, I thought Tater Farm was Tater, the other Tater, on a different channel. I thought that Tater started a channel for their homestead. No, 2 different Taters. Heidi didn't have that bathroom issue. Good. I did. The other Tater is an imposter. There can only be one, right? Good. I'm glad no one ended up on the toilet. Now, my kids don't either. And Levi kind of did. It was bad for me. Yeah, Joy said when I took it, I thought I was going to throw up for a couple of days. Yeah, thank you, Janice. I could too. There's like a brightness. I felt good. I still feel good. I had to redo. I think I have to do it every 6 months or so. But really great to know what the heck was wrong. Because it was a really rough about 18 months. And the people who have been members for a really long time remember all the possibilities that I was going through that I thought could be wrong with me. Like, for a while, I tested my blood sugar like religiously to figure out if it was that, and I wrote down everything I ate, and it was like a whole thing. Worms for like literally everything. The only thing that it hasn't fixed, which someone did bring up recently, was they said, oh, do you have eye floaters? I heard eye floaters are parasites. I know that I think they're proteins inside your eyeball. I don't think it's necessarily worms, though there are worms that do get in your eye, or can. But my floaters are still here, but I've had bad eyes my whole life. And so I don't even think about it, but I still have those. But that's nothing. Maybe it's worse the more worms you have. I think that might be it, Misty. Like the die-off is worse. And I also didn't take a binder the first time, and so that might have been a problem. I wasn't as bad the second time, and I didn't take a binder the second time either. But they say you should, just so you don't get any toxins from the die-off. It's probably advised. But then again, we eat the pumpkin cookies, the Little Debbie's, and we survived, right? I can't remember the name of it. Thank you. You're welcome. It works really well. I liked it. Oh, I meant to pick up some Lugol's iodine, Janice. It will rain tonight. Yes, I've been looking at weather-wise. It's coming. It looks like the wind isn't going to be too bad. 40 miles an hour. That's nothing. That's great. We can handle that. It looks like it's going to be not as bad as they predicted, which is great. I would rather over-prepare. That's for sure. So our pastures will get watered. That will be great. Look what I did. Oh, can you even see? No, it's too bright. Y'all, the persimmons. There's poison ivy over there. And I was doing so good. I was picking the persimmons off the ground, and I could see the poison ivy. And I was mostly stepping on it and bending it over so that I wasn't gonna brush up against it. But some of it I did, and I tried to wash real fast, and I failed. It's just on one arm. But after the wind tonight, I'm gonna go out and get persimmons tomorrow, and I'm gonna wear the shoulder length OB gloves that I have in my kidding kit. And I'm gonna look like a crazy person across the street with a bucket and my shoulder length OB gloves, picking things up off of the ground and putting them in the bucket. But I'm gonna be fine. I'm not gonna get poison ivy, and I'm gonna have persimmons. Yeah, I'm not sure that I had hookworm. It was just a theory. It was a theory that I had, but I don't know what kind it was. It might have been multiples, who knows. What would you use as a binder? So either someone had said activated charcoal. I also have chlorella tabs, and I thought about that as well. You can also do bentonite clay and other things that are just used to bind toxins and hold them so that the body doesn't absorb them, and then take it out. Did you use cold water? Oh, no, I didn't. That's great to know. Dell says, did you use cold water to wash off the poison ivy? Hot water makes it soak in. That makes sense because it would open your pores and like let the oil soak into your skin. That makes total sense. Hello, Anne. Yes. Brenda says, when my mom was growing up, she said that her neighbors dewormed the kids regularly. I had worms as a kid. I can remember getting dewormed as a kid. And like, for some reason, I just didn't. As an adult, I never even thought about it until my Amish friend mentioned it. Oh, one of Matt Arnold's bucks got out of his pen. Dang, I'm sorry. Nightmares. I had literally a nightmare last night that Farrell got out. Talk about a nightmare. Christine is in heat again. That's probably what my brain was trying to tell me. Christine is in heat again. She wants a boyfriend so bad. And Farrell wants to be her boyfriend so bad. Oh, zeolite is a great binder, and charcoal. You've got hookworm. Dang, Janice. How do you draw those out? Oh, good to know. Shelly says, be careful of activated charcoal if you take any other medications because it will cause them to be ineffective. That makes sense. That makes sense. Very good to know. Always research before you do something. I used to not really react to poison ivy, and I still kind of don't. Like, this is really nothing. It's not bothering me. It's just there, and I know what happened. And it's probably because I did try to wash it off, and I did also try to be careful because I could see it. I knew what it was. But also, I think when I was in the middle of my really heavy worm burden, that's when my skin issues were really bad. I can get real bad rashes from certain haze too, like I'm allergic to it. It's not as bad now that I have the worm situation under control, because it's like my immune system isn't so overburdened with things that it can work on stuff. And if I just don't touch it, it doesn't itch. Ooh, fermented cod liver oil. I've heard of cod liver oil. Is it all fermented? I'm going to write it down. Where did I write down? Oh, it's in the middle of the book. That's where I wrote it down. Okay. It looks like I was actually kind of using this like I was supposed to. If I don't write stuff down, I forget. Fermented cod liver oil. My grandfather used to give us cod liver oil. He had all these little supplements that he'd give us. Here's your vitamin C, here's this, here's that. Tater, I don't know what you're thinking. Keep it to yourself. Greener pastures, okay. Because, yeah, that's the only complaint that I have. And waking up at 3 a.m. thinking that it's time to wake up, but some of that might be hormonal. And the fact that I had a lot to catch up on after the goat kidding. And so, but today was the last, like, push to get everything kind of done and caught up and whatever before we have to worry about goat processing day. So, it's good. It should be smooth sailing this week. How do I select for good udders? Dreadful time with my cull herd. You want to just keep what you love and try to breed more of that. So what I'm looking at right now is I have, so as an example, I have 2 goats that are related. They're Tizzy and Shindy. They're from the same kidding. And I like genetic diversity because of what I'm trying to do. And so I'm thinking I have a doe out of Shindy. I could probably sell Shindy, and I know that her doe will be an improvement. I'll be able to see red as an improvement on Shindy before I sell Shindy, but that's kind of, she's one that I'm thinking about selling. But when I compare her to her sister Tizzy, what I see out of Tizzy is a lot more milk capacity, an easier to milk udder, longer teats with a softer udder texture. I personally really like that. You could look at like standards for udders or things. I think that probably Shindy would do better in an actual show ring. I have put them both in virtual shows before, and one judge will put Shindy first and Tizzy like right under her, and the other judge will do the opposite. So they're like neck and neck with each other, but really show standards, they're there for a reason. They help you breed a good goat, but you want to breed a goat that you like, that you love, that has qualities that you need. For example, I had Clover. Clover is such a good goat. Clover is too much goat for me, but someone would love her. And so I sent her back to my mentor. I didn't milk Clover for like a whole month. Clover milked 12 pounds on a milk test like last month. And I didn't milk her for a month. That's how much she just went right back into milk and is milking twice a day. And so if you're not aware, 12 pounds is 12 pints for her milk test. That's a lot. After like not really being in peak lactation, that's too much goat for me. And so that's like so ideal for some people. But the way that I like to function, like I said, is the once a day. Clover really didn't adapt to that well. Clover was really hard to get down to once a day milking, and even then, she was so tight that it was so hard to hand milk her. So I decided, I don't know if I really want this. And it's making me also consider selling Hullabaloo, because Hullabaloo is out of Clover, and I don't know if I want, like, she's got really great udder for the most part. She needs longer teeth. But Mooch, who I put over Clover to get Hullabaloo, should offer the longer teats. But it's like, man, I don't know. I really prefer ruckus, I think. Is there a water running? Yeah, it's my turtle. I have a little red air slider over there. And his tank is on. Sometimes I unplug it, and a lot of times I don't because I'll forget to plug him back in. But he's over there with he's got minnows that the kids found. Everyone's like, it's a turtle tank. Yeah, Clover was really nice. She's still nice. Let me see, there's a Facebook page where you can see how she's doing. I gotta think about it. Clover and Elsa are back here where they were. Let's see. It's got some pretty goats, y'all. Pretty goats. Hang on, I'm going to share it. I just want to see if I can share specifically the post about Clover. Nope, she just had some fall goats. Kid, and so, oh, here we go. Woodland Haven Sweet Clover. She does not want to stop. Clover was our highest producer in this last test, only beaten out by Moon Mist LOG Purple Summer, who's her mom, who was in heat at the time. They were having to duke it out, late lactation. She's either her mom or Elsa's mom, but Summer's related to one of those goats. So here, this is Clover. That's Clover during the milk test. And I didn't milk her for it was over a month. Look at her foreudder. This is so nice, and she milked down to that. She's doing good, y'all. And she's gaining weight over there, too. She's a good goat. She's too much goat. So, you gotta just breed to your preferences. That's what I would say. Thanks for accidentally... Yeah, this was an accident. Thanks for accidentally making this public. How often do you do these 2 times a month? I do this for the membership every week, every Saturday. So we'll go live in the evenings, and then every other week I'll go live in the morning time, and usually we're down in the barn with the goats. So every Saturday I'm live for the members, and that's what I intended to do. My normal evening membership live. But apparently I made it public, and so I just left it. What am I gonna do? Kick you out? It's fine. I just can't disclose certain things because I don't want to ruin stuff. Insider info. There's nothing like super crazy going on, but yeah, the members do get to go on the live birth streams. There's the members Discord. There's the early access to the website and the discount code for the website as well. I love the evening last mornings. I'm off with hubby for date day, no problem. That's why I do them frequently, so that there's always next week. It's not like forever in between. But the public live streams, normally I go live once a season for the public. And I've already done the fall one, but here we are. Here we are again. There's a reason that it happened, so we're just gonna go with it. Discord is like a chat room. Oh, first of all, let me link you to the place where you can... Hold on, I messed it up. Where you can follow Clover. If you want to. Clover and Elsa. This is a good farm. She's in Maryland. But Discord is like a chat room. It's a good place. And it's for our members and prior members. And it's really fun. We've got a bunch of different topics that you can go to and chat about gardening and goats. And there's people that have sheep and bunnies and all kinds of things. There's a reloading section, a hunting section. What else do we have? Like a whole bunch of different chats that just engaged with all day. I bought those stone cookie sheets you have. I bought a sourdough book you like. Good. You want the sourdough cookie sheets. So the which ones? Remington. I think Remington has dementia. The cookie sheets that I have are from Pampered Chef. They're the large bar pans. The stone ones. And the sourdough book is great. Artisan Sourdough Made Simple. There's one that Emmy shared yesterday. I love Emmy Made. I talk about her all the time. Emmy shared a video today that I can't wait to watch. Last minute spooky treats or something. But Emmy, let me find it. I took a screenshot of it, but you're on my phone, so we're gonna find it. She made this bread hands, and I watched it, and there's this book that she said is really nice. It has a lot of sourdough recipes. It's called Very Good Bread. Hold on. See? Very Good Bread. She said there's a lot of sourdough recipes in there. So I'm gonna find that book too. That looks awesome. I think that the membership is worth it. I like it. I like doing it. Remy, did you ever not have dementia? Probably not. But Remington, she's been playing with, it might be bunny poop, but she plays with nothing a lot. But she has a good time doing it, so it's fine. Members get to play Go Bingo. Yes, that was really fun. I packed up all the little prizes that I had for everybody who got one or more bingos, or else I'd show it. I've got another package of them coming. I did not order enough. I had made an initial order, and then I read the listing wrong, so I had to make another order. I thought it came two to one order. They're little like shot glasses with goats on them. It's really cute. They're handmade in Pennsylvania. And it said case of 2. So I ordered 24, which I thought was 24 cases of 2. But what they meant was they come in, you can only order them in multiples of 2. So you couldn't just order like 3, you had to order 4 kind of thing. So I read the listing wrong. Because when 24 showed up and I needed 48, I had to order more, but then more people signed up for bingo, which is awesome. So I was like, hey, can you double that? And she's like, yes. But so they're coming. They'll be here this week. They're probably in Nashville right now. The live kittings of the baby goats is probably the reason I joined again. It's fun. Knock on wood, so far we haven't had anything catastrophic happen. It probably is a matter of time, but I think everybody knows that. So, depending on how catastrophic it is, we will probably cut the live stream. But, so far, so good. Shindy was a little bit scary this past spring, and she's bred again, and I want to see how she does. I want to probably hit her with calcium first thing, and we'll see how she does. It wasn't quite ringworm, because true ringworm isn't going to open. But she was pushing very hard through a cervix that was not opening well. And I had to really help her dilate that cervix. Yeah. Yes, I'll post. What I'm going to do is make, Heidi, what I'm going to do for the bingo winners is make a listing on my website that you'll check out with. And it's just going to be a $0 free shipping listing. It's just going to make me really easily be able to generate a lot of shipping labels to ship all those out, rather than just get everybody's address and have to type them all in. It'll just be there, and it'll be a lot easier. And so that'll be something that I work on this weekend, but then I won't be shipping them out until I have all of them. Like I said, I thought Tempest was going to go a lot later, but they should be here, I think, the 20th, is what I said when I last checked. So, what are you drinking? This is Earl Grey tea with milk and a little bit of brown sugar. It's so yummy. I accidentally put sugar in it. Normally I put honey, but I kind of set it up like my coffee on accident, and then I remembered I was brewing tea. Breeding a mini Nubian to a mini La Mancha, what would they be? How would you expect the ears to turn out? I'm so curious. Let me see if I can find. They call it a new Mancha. Technically on the registry you pick one. So I bred Melee to Flip, and she has the elf ears. So they want the ones that stick out a little bit and have a little bit of a point, and he has the like half pendulous ears are kind of sticking out like this. She should have Like the babies should have like little sticky, almost horn-looking things. Images. Nope, I didn't say La Mancha AI. I said New Mancha, and that's what I meant. New Mancha. It thinks that I'm wrong. No. It's not going to bring it up because it thinks that I'm... How do I make it do it? Did you mean La Mancha? No, I didn't. I didn't. I can't find any pictures because the AI doesn't believe me. But it's cute. It's like the elf ear, but it sticks out more. It's like a real pointy, long, kind of sometimes curled over thing. Oh, thank you, Malika. We have even more gifted memberships. How fun is that? How do I scroll? There we go. So yeah, we'll see. Because I can't pull up a picture. Oh, maybe I got one. It's blurry. Let's see if I can make it not blurry. No. When I clicked it, it didn't go to the right spot. We'll try, okay? So, I think... Oh, goodness. I clicked something. Where'd you go? This girl. Can you kind of see how it sticks out, but it's really skinny? That's sort of what I expect. Isn't that silly looking? Oh my gosh. That's what I expect. Maybe with blue eyes. And maybe with moon spots. Am I keeping it? Yes. And when I register the goat, the Nubian part of it is unknown, even though Flip is 50% registered Nubian and 50% registered Nigerian dwarf. He has a full pedigree. When you do the mini registry, you have to pick one. It's different than like the ADGA. You can do experimentals with the two different breeds because the mini registry is already like an experimental registry with a Nigerian dwarf and the purebred. The third one winds up not working. Like you can have those genetics in it. It just gets registered as unknown, and it makes them a grade level animal if they are, I think it's 90% or less than 90% unknown. It might be 87%. I gotta look at it again. But they're gonna be grade. And then as I might breed it back to feral, let's say, that will add a, like, no, he's not purebred, he's experimental as well, but he's fully pedigreed. That will add in some more known genetics on the Nige side and the La Mancha side and help bring that percentage up a little bit more. So he's just for fun, but we'll see something funny like that. Elpis and him, they might have those kinds of ears. Elpis has the gopher ear. But they might look more like the elf ear. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, I see. The raspberry tea fascinated me. In dogs, we give it throughout the entire pregnancy, not just for the birth. And that could be done with goats, I'm sure. Because with people, you could drink it your whole pregnancy, too. It's just something I haven't done, but I'm sure you could. Yes, Heidi, like large elf ears. They're pointy. And but big and pointy. Very funny. I'm glad we found one, finally. Here comes that weather. It doesn't look bad. That's good. Let's see how the goats are doing before I go to bed. Let's see. I hear Buster. I can hear him through my ears. That there is Spunky. Pretty sure. She's all legs. Stormy's boy with a green collar. There's Tempest and her two. Megan's coming to pick them up tomorrow. His name, I think they called him. This is Rodeo. His new owner. That's Rodeo. This guy, I think, is Sir Vanderbilt. I'm trying to remember what people called them. I think. I might have it backwards. This one's Rodeo for sure, though. I just can't remember which one of Stormy's boys is Sir Vanderbilt. But yeah, oh look. Smuggy. All by your lonesome. They look good, though. Elpis and Frenzy haven't moved. Look at Frenzy's a goat loaf. They're doing good, chewing cud. Christine's in heat, so she's a lady of the night right now. Out soliciting herself to the boys. That's fine. You do you, girlfriend. She's cute. Like, she wants to be a mom so bad. She wants to be a mom so bad that she adopted her granddaughter. And I don't doubt that she'll do it again. She'll probably do it forever. Forever. Ooh. Ooh, man, I gotta scroll through the live chat. It's hard to tell who's who with so many marks, just like Mooch. I know. He really did a good job with those babies. And Helicity is his too. Helicity and Gale of the mini La Manchas. Those are his. And Helicity looks like, you know, a mini La Mancha Mooch. That gold really does come out. It's dominant, a dominant trait. I can't wait to see my low crosses my Naruto. She's 2/4, so half Sonin, 1/4 Alpine, and 1/4 Naiji. That's gonna be great. She's exciting. Baby's in March. Yay. Time flies. So Corey is coming back out to do ultrasounds November 1st. So we can see how many everybody has. He said that with Elpis, because she was the last one bred, and it's going to be, I think, less than 30 days since she would have been bred, just less, or maybe it's just at 30 days. He said he could confirm pregnancy but might not be able to count babies. But for everybody else, we should be able to see how many is on board. This is the Reolink camera. Reolink wireless Wi-Fi camera. It does have, like, it plugs into the wall, but there's, like, it's a Wi-Fi connection to the house. And we couldn't have it until we got internet here, which we only got in the last couple of years. And so that was great. But I have used baby monitors before. Those are not as fun as this. This I can check anywhere, no matter where I am. I can check on the goats. So. What are you talking about, Misty? With his head on my leg. He's a storm chicken. Oh, Jeff. Jeff the dog. Jeff the dog is scared. Yeah, you're getting dumped on, aren't you? Yes. It's coming. It's raining at Megan's house, which means it's going to rain at mine. Looky's lit. Which is good. It doesn't look bad. I'll back this up so I don't dox myself. Here we go. Here it comes. Here comes the rain. And it's not bowed out or anything, like this line. It's not anything crazy. See how this has a little bit more of a curve, just a tiny bit. That's not even horrible. Yeah, they've got a wind tag on that one. But we're okay down here. This general vicinity. Yeah. It stopped raining. Oh, I see. So it's a really short line. There's a little more coming. A little bit of green coming towards you. But anyways, I was looking for more questions and I don't see them. So normally, this is about how long I chat for the members' lives every week. And it's a fun time. If you haven't noticed, this was fun. Did not mean to go public, but I'm not sad that it happened. But normally, these public streams are only once every season. So next one will be winter. It's usually after Q&A, like the week after I do the seasonal Q&A, which I really enjoy doing because I think it helps us get to know each other in the Q&A and in the subsequent live stream, and it's always a good time. So I've got just a couple swigs left of my tea, and then I've got to hit the hay. So y'all have a good night. This was hilarious and this was fun. And I'll see you again soon, okay? Bye. Thank you, mods. Sorry.